Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where I think we need to take a moment and sort of assess. We've had our eyes on some short-term goals for a while now. Pretty much the last episode was dominated by just a series of short-term goals. So let's just take a moment and try to figure out where we are relative to our more like medium and long-term goals. And also, did I change the stereo mix? This is coming through a little... I'm just going to turn the game down a tiny little bit here in the panel. Apologies if you like where it's at right now, but it's coming through a bit aggressive in my headphones. Okay. So first of all, the first thing that I'm concerned about, it is turn 75. In 5 turns, we have an Empire plan to pay for, and we do not have a lot of stuff stockpiled on account of all the deals we've been making, on account of all the wheeling and also the dealing that we have been doing. So what are we actually looking for out of this Empire plan? Like, I think this is good. This I think should be our baseline for hope. And then it's like, could we get any value beyond that? Do I actually want to keep this? Honestly, we're making so much money at this point that I think it's probably not necessary. We definitely don't want to lose our building cost reduction. One thing that is nice is that the building buyout reduction stacks with the cost reduction because the buyout cost of a building is already based on its industry cost. If you get this and that together, it really is quite cheap to buy out buildings, relative to what the normal buyout cost would be. It's still not cheap. But this can really help you, like when you found a new city, you can just buy out all of the basic stuff for like a few hundred dust, which is pretty cool. And we are making enough money to take advantage of something like that. $1620. Let's go have a look. Let's see if 1620 is at all doable. Also, out of curiosity, what would a third tier... Okay, that takes us up into a range that's... I'm already thinking that 1620 is probably undoable. North of 2000 feels rough. Because, right, for north of 2000, we'd have to be doing 400 influence per turn for this Empire plan, which feels unrealistic, I would say. So, we have several cities where we have... Oh, I clicked Everillia, not the capital. I was going to say, we should have several cities where we have the good influence per person rate because we have a museum up. So if we were to bump... I guess the smart way to do this is here. If we were to go to all of the cities where... those values are good and bump people over to influence... Exit the Chosen, yeah, okay. Basically, any place where we're not getting 2 per citizen is what I'm looking for here. And also, obviously, the very new cities have... They gotta focus. Okay, so that puts us up at 316. So with 316 influence per turn, we could pull the 1620. However, that really is a tremendous number of total people focused on influence, and I'm wondering, with the cost of hiring heroes and the cost of pillars and stuff, I'm wondering if we're going to find that we still don't really have the dust necessary to buy stuff out very much. So the other one was 1080, right? It was 1080 just to do these. I think we can pick this up and still leave ourselves with a lot of citizens who are actually focused on building things. We sacrifice a lot to get this as well, and so we would have to get a lot of play out of it for that to be worthwhile, and I'm not sure that we will. I'm not sure that differential breaks the way we want it to. So, okay, if we only need 1080, then we can cut 100 points worth of... I guess I'm not even building anything in all of my cities right now. So in Auriga, we actually could use to get the central market up because we're starting to get to a point where our boosters are not enough to keep us happy forever. Oh man, yeah, we're sub good with the wine active. So yeah, we really need to get those markets going. In fact, is that the case in every... It's not so much here. But here we know what we intended to do. We had another very good district build. So could I like stay industry focused here? Let's try to get that stuff going. That keeps us at 260. In Sayap, we probably also want to build the central market. We've run out of glass steel. Okay, so I would love it if we got that done a little bit faster, but honestly, 4 turns is still fine. Maybe I just want to stay people-focused for the moment in the capital. And then that still got us at 213. 213's probably fine, right? Sharon is building right of way, which, yes, we needed. Then sewers. If we flip these, do we get the sewers in 1? I'd rather have the sewers done first. I think that's probably the right way to do that. Yeah, because we have... Not only have we gotten to a point where the wine is not good enough, but we also have run through that big stack of wine, that big surplus of wine that we got at the beginning of the game. So we're going to have to adjust to not having this. Pretty damn soon, actually, unless there is a ton of wine on the market and people are selling it constantly, which it looks like is not the case. So what is the cost to run a luxury booster for us right now? How could it be 70? Oh, right. It's 75 because the luxury event is still running. You know, there is enough Moonleaf on the market for us to just buy a booster and run it, and that would contribute to the ending of that penalty. Where are we at on that? 6 of 10 currently. My contribution, 1. So the AI is running it out, and maybe we could just hesitate and wait until they do that for us, but also having Moonleaf running is nice. So we were talking about spending dust on pillars. We don't have any pillars up right now, right? And then we're also talking about needing heroes. If I were to buy 50 Moonleaf off the market, that's going to be expensive, right? Because that price is gonna shoot up pretty dramatically. I don't know. I don't have a good sense of how expensive exactly, but I don't know. We might be looking at the neighborhood of 1,000 dust in total, maybe more even. So that's definitely going to harm our ability to hire heroes. That said, looking at the heroes here, I don't necessarily think that any of them are awesome. Soyala Tocho is always fine as a governor. Wild Walkers are kind of just always fine. But yeah, I think we might... Okay, I think we might just let the hero market run for a minute. Let's go... I'm going to commit on the Moonleaf plan. Let's go ahead and do that. Because if we're talking about trying to push through a science win, which I think is still possible, that did end up being about 1,000. We're going to need research. Also, hooray for getting back to Fervent. That's another 15% everything, which is nice. And then... moving our faction quest forward is still a thing we can't do immediately. We should put down pillars. And part of me thinks they ought to be food pillars in the new cities. And part of me thinks with it being turned 75, it's a little bit late for that. Like, I don't know that we're going to see a big enough return on the food before the end of the game for that to be reasonable. So maybe we do, in fact, get a science focus going. So where are my... I know we have a couple of places where pillars are really good. Yeah, over here we have 6 of the tiles. 6 of this pillar's 7 tiles will get worked. That's good news. That's going to be finished next turn. So that'll be another 6 of 7. Oh, no, wait, this isn't a district. Okay, yes, that one's not especially good, actually. It's fine. Oh yeah, over here we have a little bit of a curve shape that we can dump stuff into. Shame we can't put pillars on top of ruins. And then, like, do I want to keep doing more? The next one is 210. But yes, the answer is yes, I do want to keep doing more. All right, we know we're going to build a district here right after that district is finished. Build 1 did make it to 10 approval, or to 10 population. So I'm going to put this down. We won't be able to afford another one. Oh no, we totally will. You know what? I'm going for it then. Let's just go really big. So over here, we don't have another curve, but we could just lay one down. At this point, anywhere that there are 2 districts adjacent to it is approximately the same value, right? So, yeah. Here's fine. Okay. So we went big on science. How much science are we producing per turn now? 1,400. I hate to do this because it obviously, listen, just brace yourself. The graph is always going to look bad for the player. Remember, the AI got a lot of head starts. Where are we relative to the AI in science output right now? So it hasn't updated yet for the turn. We'll be up here. What on earth are the Morgar doing that got them north of 3,000? We're actually doing really well relative to everybody except the massive outlier. And I have to be honest with you, I'm surprised by that. Very happy about it. Surprised in an extremely good way. So we definitely want to fill in these last 2 regions. We want to be drawing resources from as many tiles as possible, but we cannot put another city down before turn 80, before the Empire plan fires. So probably in like build one or Lais or something. How long does it take us to build a settler in Lais? I mean, it'll be forever with them focused on influence, right? Maybe here, actually. Can we... If I industry focus... Because we don't need the central market desperately anymore. So this will get them out right after the new Empire plan time. Yeah, that's okay. I think that's all right. And then we'll have to build another one from somewhere, maybe Gleka. Okay, I think those timings make sense. Also, I'm being affected by an Urkin. What's going on here? Minus 10% dust. You monster. No, wait, sorry. You monster. Okay. With that, I think we're good to go forward here. We are going to need more than 198 dust per turn income. But, you know, one problem at a time. Let's get through the Empire plan and then we'll figure that out. Because, yeah, if we're going to buy governors for the other 2 cities and then also governors for the rest of these cities... Ah, yes. Also, somebody's got a deal. That's a problem. I didn't realize that the die booster was so close to being out. Did we just meet purple? Okay. Yeah, somebody's got to deal with these fleas. I think our army's got to be close, right? So, yeah, here we know we want to build... this right here. So building this levels up this district, then building another district here levels up that one immediately. So that'll be good for this city. And then we can build out here on the wings to level this up and then build anywhere adjacent to this thing to level that up as well. So, oh, and when we build this to level this one up, we also get another anomaly, a big science anomaly. So yeah, good stuff in the future. 7 turns is not what I wanted, but we definitely cannot afford to pull people off of influence. In fact, we have to divert more people onto influence. Unless there's a really large amount of die available for extremely cheap. Nope. Yep, and we would need a ton. 1 die per turn is not going to cut it on our 75 cost empire. Our territory has been really, really, really sparse on basically all kinds of resources. So what are we looking at now? We can't afford to build the science district or the science building from this era or from the next era because it costs Hyperium and we have been given access to no Hyperium at all, which really sucks. We're probably going to have to get all of our Hyperium through trade because there's not usually that much on the market. And if we're going to do that, we're probably going to want Mithrite as trade fodder, right? We're going to get gouged either way, but we can get a little bit less gouged. All right, let's get the army over here. Stupid lice. I don't even know where those lice came from. Okay, so we do have to, in another city, jump people over to influence. And I know that this city's rate of influence production is really bad, but man, I don't want to focus people from the capital. It is going to have to be the capital though, huh? And that doesn't actually cut it. It's going to have to be both. I do want to get one of the settlers done quickly. Because if we take Sadrej, I think it's very unlikely that anyone would even try on Akime. So I do think it's important to get one settler done pretty fast. It may just have to be, you have to get in here and supplement. Because that gets us there, right? We're only going to 1,000. Yeah, not ideal, but it is, I think, what we have to do. You know, these are the wages of wanting to make deals while still not having a functional, oh dear. Wanting to make deals while still not having a functional influence economy is what I was going to say. Okay, so it did extend the ice shelf out underneath our hero who was already out here in a boat, which is actually nice because this will help us get to the lice faster. I no longer have to make landfall. And I got a quest. Defeat an avenging army in this area for pixie blood. I don't really want to do that, honestly. Hey, could you not? Okay. Yeah, no, I know that. I was trying to click on this one. The Morgar have busted us back down to Cold War. That's... Boy, I wish that wasn't happening. Luxury resources cost up, strategic resource cost down. That's interesting. All right, now these are base combat stats, these units, but also this is gonna hurt. There's basically no two ways about that. Did what I could. Now remember, we have claws, so they are vulnerable to sweep strike back. Both of you run away if you can. I think the hero can probably handle him. And I would love to not actually lose a unit. Okay. Hooray! 25 Pixie Blood. Pixie Blood is a booster that when you pop it gives health regen. It's not a very good one. I would say that it is always the booster I am least excited to see. I'm gonna grab these pearls, and then next turn I will fight you. I don't have an action point right now, so I cannot engage you. But next turn it's on. And we're only plus 50 dust per turn in winter, which is a real shame. And of course, building more buildings that have dust upkeep costs all of the time. But we're gonna get a little bit more trade value here. We're gonna get to search some ruins and stuff. Hopefully we will put together the money for the rest of the heroes that we need. And of course we got to keep the pillars. Here, just get kind of generally over here and we'll a quest completed after our turn had already ended, so I assume that was probably the AI buying off the rest of the luxury thing, maybe? We'll go have a look. Alright. So we get to use 2 cities worth of reinforcements, in fact. That's cool. Was it... Yeah, it looks like that quest is gone, right? Cool. And it did give us some dust because we had contributed to it. So that's actually very convenient. Yeah, working on reaping station. So we still have this, which we should be able to get because the new cities have tier 1 extractors. That thing is that thing. Why have we not done this? Okay, yep, that's why. I don't even remember what's at the end of this quest. Each one of the minor faction quests has its own unique reward. Some of them are way better than others. The Delver one in particular is very, very powerful. This one, the fact that I don't remember what it is suggests that it's probably not great. And then the Gelderus in Sudrej. Sudrej is an area that we're still... Okay. Yeah, I can come back to them and give them 50 dust. That should work out just fine. I think we could probably manage that one. Alright, you know what would be really cool is if none of my warlocks came into contact with the lice at all. How far back am I allowed to be? Pretty far. You have 3 movement and there's woods in the way. And because there are city tiles over here, we do get to sort of abuse them. Actually, can I... I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put these 2 in hold position mode. Remember, our hero can't actually die unless his whole army dies, so we can just have him run forward and contribute some damage and eat up some attacks in basically total safety. Hooray, we got one. The heroes from the cities, on the other hand, can absolutely get killed. I'm going to ask you not to get directly involved in combat if you do not have to. Oh, and this is a warlock that we had finished in one of the garrisons. Interesting. Because these guys have, I guess, a single attack from them cannot kill one of my heroes. Because keep in mind, the biggest damage value on the table is damage plus 1, or damage and a half, damage plus 50%. So they can only do 120 in a single hit. So they do have free counter. You know what? I am going to have you disengage. They're doing a good job of blocking my reinforcement panels. Okay, there we go. No major damage or losses to anyone there. And also, Great Big Pearl. So this was winter number 3, right? So now the extra districts here have opened up. This is kind of what I was thinking I was saving pearls for, was particularly the strategic intensifier, hoping to build it over some third era resources. Unfortunately, we ended up not getting any of the important resource. So now I wonder if we should maybe redirect our pearls toward, like, the chapel? The Abbey of Anomalies is a special district you can build 1 of per city. It has to go over top of an anomaly, but it does double all of that tile's outputs, including the approval output if it has one. And then on top of that, it gives some extra bonus food. Which is, you know what, honestly, that's pretty good. Another thing we should maybe do is luxury intensifiers for the Titan Bones. That would probably be a pretty good idea. Unfortunately, I settled really far I wasn't really thinking about that, so this city is quite far away from its Titan Bones. Let's pick up the Abbey of Anomalies. We will use this. And a number of our anomalies are like very high science tiles, so doubling those outputs is meaningful. Here in Avarilia, do we want a national museum? Probably, right? And then in Sharani... So we have 22 pearls left. Each one of these things costs 10. I would definitely be more inclined to build normal districts here, but we have an alchemy workshop available. And then... Oh, sewers for sure. Can we maybe people focus? Yeah. Building a right-of-way here is not going to be super helpful because we do not have a land connection to the Empire. We don't have cargo docks, but we also don't even really have the ability to benefit from cargo docks. Yeah. All right. And I am pleased with our rate of research, at least. even if we can't necessarily make good use of the things that I would like most. So, like, there's a lot of military stuff up here. We're not friends with all of our neighbors. So a functional military would be nice to have, but I don't... In the situation that we find ourselves in right now, I don't feel immediately threatened by anyone. I think I might want to go back and grab fluid biomechanics. We definitely have some river tiles, but more importantly, we're going to want to build large-scale aquatic centers everywhere eventually, so that we can really dump people into science really hard. We could research the stockpile technologies now that we have access to both of them. And there are some stockpiles up on the market. And if you're doing a science victory, you do end up wanting to build stockpiles eventually. Is that maybe the best thing we could be doing right now? Maybe it is. Let's take the 2 stockpile techs. So stockpiles by default are 100 points of the affected resource. This one adds 500 points. This one adds 1,000. A thing that is important to note is that it's not a good idea for us to pre-purchase the stockpiles so that nobody can get them, because whenever you complete one of these techs, it does cut your number of current stockpiles in half. At least it used to. It doesn't say that in the tooltip here. I would imagine it still does, though. You know, specifically to avoid people doing that thing that we were just talking about. So you still end up gaining significantly, but the maximum value is to be gotten by buying the stockpiles after the technology is completed. And listen, even if people do buy the market out from under us, that's not necessarily the end of the world, because like I say, we will probably build science stockpiles toward the end of the game, because that's how we'll rush through the last few endless techs, because they do get mighty expensive. Okay, there's a new set of heroes out as well. So we have a hero with slavery, which obviously is not where I want to be. There's an Exit the Chosen, who is very compelling, for only 932. So we could buy him next turn if we want. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, for the moment, I guess let's just hold on to our money until next turn at least. We are going to want to have a standing army by the time we start generating victory notifications about our techs, so continuing to build soldiers, even though the lice are dealt with, is definitely still valuable. Is the thing that we are going to have to get done. Who are you? You are a settler who is going to steal my pearls. And I do not have a lot of loose influence right now to tell you to not do that, please. So is this... Can I search the ruin? I would have to burn off the partial fungal stuff before I could do that, right? I might want to... Honestly, the right play might be to pursue those settlers and kill them. What would it cost to close my borders to you? 260 is actually really harsh. 260 is not doable. A warning followed by a closed borders a couple turns later is pretty doable, but if we do that, it'll be too late, I think. So we have our own pretty fast-moving settler done in 2. Yeah, we may have to resolve this through violence, unfortunately. I kind of can't believe that they're even aware that the city, the region is down there. Like, that's remarkable to me. Do we want to just build a burrow now? Remember, once winter's over, there will be food here. I do think we just need to pick up more territory. Even more tiles, even more incomes. Can you catch up with them next turn? Okay. I don't really want to do that. I want to stop and like search ruins and stuff. Yeah, they figured out a very good time to be doing this particular thing. All right, I will absolutely kill them to keep them from settling that region, of course. We'll have to give some chase next turn. Back to Cold War with pink as well. Probably would just keep building out, right? Okay, so there goes the wine. We can run a grass silk. Did I just get a ton of grass silk from something? I'm not even sure why. Okay. I don't even know why I have all this. Okay, you have a lot of basics to build. Oh, and also you're going to starve. Okay. So we ended up 30 points of being able to keep that up. I might actually have wanted to do that. Whatever, it's fine. So I think I'm gonna we're 2 turns off of being done with the other stockpile tech already. I'm just gonna keep holding on to our money for the moment and not buy a hero, because we may want to just buy out some of the stockpile technology. And in fact, we probably want to move. We do want to move people off of other stuff now, though. So let's see. You're already on industry. You should probably get over onto food. So it doesn't really make too much difference. This city should definitely recommit to industry. That's very serious. As should this city. Let's get those troops done. And then I think that's everywhere that we had people committed to influence. Yeah. Okay. All right, get that done, and then just get, like, run. Real fast running. Maximum running. I am not pleased with this incursion. Yeah, we do really need to devote some people over to dust, don't we? Or we need to get some more dust buildings. There are more dust buildings in the next era, and they do require mithrite. So, you know, our stockpiles of mithrite will be useful for something. All right, I'm very fast in my own territory is the thing. You have to stop. 30 dust water. Not really what I was hoping for. Yeah, that's 8 pearls. Go ahead and take a step out of the way to grab that. So I don't know which region I think they're headed for. I'm a little worried at this point that if I take Cedridge, they will just run down here because it is an open region. What are you? Okay. Okay, all of the AI. This is becoming an issue. It's a bunch of masterminds in my territory. Well, yeah, we're going to have to do something about all this. We're also going to have to build markets and stuff everywhere. This time, it is time to actually make use of all of these buildings that we developed. You are going to need... Yeah, we also have to actually build the mithrite extractors, obviously. That is definitely the thing that needs to happen here. As soon as that's done, where else do we have mithrite? Because it was in a bunch of places. We could probably delay the troops for a second here to make sure we get the mithrite done there. Mithrite in Samhin is maybe going to be a little bit awkward because it's a much higher cost than that city can afford to pay at the moment. Taunch still needs lots of basics. So we do have multiple dust refineries yet unbuilt. That'll help a little bit with the dust. Well, I'm going to auto. They're going to retreat here, obviously. And then they do have a little bit of movement left. We'll be able to catch them easily next turn and deal with that. I am going to attack this settler with my settler because reinforcements. So, okay, we can shut both of those down on this next turn. And that's it would be better diplomatically to not do that, to just try to race down here, but I'm too worried that we would lose one or both of these settles if we don't take care of this in a pretty serious way. Let us take this problem seriously, because it is a serious problem. Oh, you guys actually have movement left. Yeah, sure. Jump down here and somebody's got to go talk to those Gelderists anyway, right? Are you? Well, no, I guess that first of all, that was not a settler model, and secondly, that was a pink unit. Pink does not have settlers. It's just a lone hero running around for some reason. All right, so let's try to lock up these settlers as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, you cannot enqueue an attack order for, I think pretty sensible reasons. So we do actually have to just sit here and spam click until this connects. Come on, you get got. Then you also get got. Okay. Hey, we did it. The reaping station. Huzzah! And just in time for Auriga to have questions about what comes next. And then I will go ahead and put the reaping station in the queue over here, but it's not so many turns. It is only 478 if it comes down to that. One of our Exids has chosen to level himself up. That was nice of him. Out here, we probably want to build a central market. Probably need to build a central market. Alright, so we got lots of important stuff going on. And like I said, we do want to get a district down over there, and that is going to require, 2 more population. The Mithrite Extractor is not that critical. Please get back on people being born. Okay, let's just resolve these real fast. I mean, obviously, this other one we will fight manually, just to make sure that nothing crazy happens to our settler. Oh, how are you alive? You just retreated. That guy must have some very serious health regen. Okay, another player came along and finished it. Oh, right. Ugh. Always with the fungal blooms. We are going to have to scour our territory of fungal blooms. This one's not bloomed, right? Yeah, okay. So, where are we putting down first? Over here we have black earth by some big old stone peels, which is nice. Over here we do have that earth spine. I mean, they're both going to be kind of crummy settles. Neither one of these is very exciting. Akime at least has 2 adamantium deposits. Yeah, that's probably the more important of them to get established. We have the other settler not far behind. Really, you would rather run through this way? Okay. Once you have endless mechanisms, your units like to stick to the road. Damn it. The spores are completely indistinguishable from the Search Me Sparkles. So I don't know exactly where we're going here. somewhere around that. All right, and you will also just kind of get down in that area. All right, we finished our stockpile technology. What is next? It probably is this at this point. Very pleased with the rate that we're moving through this era, by the way. Good sign. So how many stockpiles are still on the market? Most of them, not the food. You can see the cost has risen, but it has not risen commensurate with the value. Like, it is a much better dust to resource output than it was before. Unfortunately, that means we could only buy at most one. And I am not necessarily of the opinion that science is the best way to go on that. Because like a 1600 point science stockpile only gives us a turn worth of science output. Whereas 1600 points of influence would really be a shot in the arm for, I mean, pretty much any place. Matanch, maybe? Matanch, probably. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I'm going to do that. Let's buy one of these to put to use here. Get those Titan bones up, I'll tell you what. And then also Abbey over top of the food anomaly seems like a good idea. And then after that, probably like a central market would be cool. And then, you know, I do love a good alchemy workshop. We're short 4 glass steel for the other food building, and I actually don't have the money to make that occur. I'm assuming we will never be able to buy enough dust water. Yeah, we can just sell all this dust water. I would love to get food building out of that, and then we build one of those. And you know, it's not actually unreasonable to build right of way, just have a little road through this small territory, because it's small in terms of it only being 3 regions, but it's actually like it's a lot, you have to walk a lot of tiles to cross it. So maybe we do put that up, and then we could start building burrows. If we wanted to get a little bit of level up going. So we could build a dock there. You throw a quick fungal exfoliation up, which is... So that would get rid of... Them having overgrown the village isn't really doing anything. It's not hurting us in any way. It's doing stuff for Pink, obviously. And then obviously they have the watchtowers. You know, it might be a good idea. Removing their vision over us is probably smart. And then... Yeah, this city is getting pretty set up at that point. So then we do build a district. And we build it, like I said, with the intention of helping us level stuff up a little bit. So if I build it here, the way this city is aligned, it's going to be kind of awkward to level it up no matter what. And all of the tiles in the region are bad. There's no there's no 2 ways about that. Yeah. All right, all that'll get done in 1 turn, and then we'll come back. There will be some overflow. Y'all can focus on food if you want. That would be okay. And then we probably do need to focus on dust in some of the other cities. Just devote some people to dust until we can get new pro dust technologies. But I definitely don't want it to be here. I don't know why I clicked on the city that's building a settler. And I don't really want it to be here either, in the city that is receiving a dust penalty. That said, maybe we do want to stay industry focused for this museum. Yeah, probably. In Build One, we want to get the ability to build more districts. Here, we're not in such a hurry. That's really ugly, though. Yeah, we kind of we don't have anywhere where we can, it feels like. I guess here. That's something. Yeah, alright. Obviously it'll help a lot when winter ends. If it ever does. Hooray! And also we're gonna get some actual good ruin searching going, right? This ruin is totally not infested. I can look at it and see that with my eyes. Some people are mad at me. Bring a settler to these ruins to get a terrible reward. That quest definitely needs to be altered a little bit before I would ever do it again. Is this they closed the borders on us? Whatever. Oh boy. So we do have some pearls here. We can vote. And I do think we need to vote. Those effects are quite different from one another. Is that another settler? Damn it. Alright, we'll search this one. we will find nothing. So that settler disappeared, and that could be them just walking into the darkness, but it also could be them getting sniped by Pink's hero, because Pink was obviously in the business of eating settlers there. Which is just fine by me. Yeah, we should probably at least be pulling the titanium. And then we have actually worked through all of the bonus, industry. So yeah, keep developing populations so that we can keep developing districts. I don't think anything changes anywhere else. Yeah, once you have the stockpile technologies, stockpiles are really, really good all of a sudden. Who would have thought? We're going to keep that city devoted to dust for the moment, because I could really use hero buy-in. And stockpile buying, honestly. And the AI has shown us that they will be merciless in their attempt to take this territory from us if we do not finish grabbing it. So let's go ahead and finish grabbing it. Okay, empty ruin, fun. So I guess I feel like we have to settle down here just to get some industry going. They would pay me for peace. Yep, you're annoyed that I attacked your settler while you were trying to sneak through my territory. I feel like that's really on you, honestly. What's up? Why are the Kapaku like that? Are they at war with a bunch of people? Yes. At war with people that I am close to. So, like, I do not think we take this peace offer. I don't want to do anything else to antagonize the Morgar. I don't really want to be at war with them. Right? That would not be great for me. Let's try to get those done really fast. Okay. We can buy these out. They're not very expensive. You know, I am absolutely going to buy the mill foundry. And this. This is 20 points, so it'll take you to 68, which is a 15% boost, but it's a 15% boost on pretty small base numbers. I don't think it's as critically important that we get that done right now. We are going to give you the 50 dust that you seek. You would like me to take my hero to the other region, to the other village in the region. That seems very doable to me. Okay, so we are going to refuse a lot of soldiers in my territory lately. It's definitely making me nervous, in case you were wondering. May as well, I suppose. And then, like, the things we really want to build up, we're very short on glass steel. How am I bringing in one glass steel per turn? Is there really a single glass steel extractor in my territory? Yes. Okay, we could have another one in this. Can we deal with this, please? Turns out we desperately need more glass steel. The new city has one too, which we'll have to deal with. Having a Mycera player in the game can be a little annoying. So what do we want to be doing in Matanch now? We're one turn away from being able to build another burrow. You know what? Build me a watchtower over there. That's actually going to be valuable. That's useful information. God, it takes so much either time or industry to expunge fungal garbage, though. They really do not make it easy on you. So we need 3 more? 3 more indeed. Well, we're gonna want access to zealots. May as well go back and get zealots. And then, like, do we want to pick up some of the military technologies we missed? Because we're probably going to end up needing them. Like, we could grab this and... You know what? Dust transmuter would actually be really nice here. Let's grab that. So that's 2. And then if we were to pick up 1 or 2 of these plus XP on units buildings, we could do... Next era, we'll create troops at level 5. So the zealots we'll build will be level 5, and then they just need a little push from there to being worthy for our faction quest. I don't know. I'm gonna get these 2, and then we'll think about it. And actually, I'm gonna reverse them. I want the dust first. Probably not gonna be a huge surprise to anybody. Yeah, I think pink. It looks like pink did in fact just destroy that blue settler for us, which is nice. Means I get to keep my hands relatively clean. Because obviously blues, they're fairly annoyed with me already. Okay, there go all the pillars. And here comes Khazar. Now, I don't think that Pink did this to screw with us. I don't think Pink knew we were about to produce a settler. I think Pink probably did this to screw with the other players that they had seen moving settlers to this area. But that is very annoying. What are Khazar's stats like right now? So still pretty close to base, but definitely beyond what we could afford to fight. Well, okay, so we have Titan Bones coming in now. Does it make sense to do an Abbey of Anomalies here? It's not terrible. We are going to want every city to have one. Yeah, we do an Abbey there and then a normal burrow there, and we end up leveling some stuff up. That seems pretty good. What is Khazar's effect? Minus 15% food. Interesting that he's not affecting Samhin, even though the regions are adjacent. I guess it only works over landlock, which is not a thing that I think I knew before. I'm less impressed by the blood crystals. Actually, building an Abbey of Anomalies over top of a spiral rock peel is that's a very good idea. That will do some fine things for us. All right, I need all these hostile Urkins to get the hell out of here. Pink is being a real problem with these, and I can see the AI has been trying to take Fakir from him. If we made peace with them again, at least we would be getting the positive version of that effect, but it would not allow me to settle here. What we have to do is make it unsafe for him to keep it here, which I cannot realistically do, but maybe I can feint. Maybe we can move enough troops around down here and make him at least feel unsafe. All right, are we going to lay down a whole lot of science pillars again? I think so. I think we kind of need to. Okay, we can go to this menu this time. I know I'm slowing down my other stuff, but like, it's a lot of science. It would be a lot of science to miss out on. And we're already down our moonleaf. Trying to think of how could we take down Khazar? Because if he's only comfortable doing this because he thinks we can't take it. I can't interact with them while the fungal bloom is up. That's very annoying. Okay, closed borders. That doesn't matter even a tiny little bit. I mean, it does have diplomatic meaning. It tells us that they are considering us in a more aggressive fashion, which obviously is not awesome. I guess these settlers are just going to wait right here. You know what the settlers are going to do? They're going to come back here and they're going to burn this this fungal stuff off. That's where I'm at with you, friend. What do they even have? Okay, it's just a ruin, but yeah, get rid of it. So wait a second. You're under the effect of an Urkin. Oh, right. Sorry. The border is not super clear. Samhain's border is here. It is Geneldes is the one that is adjacent, and yes, it does work over water. Okay. I forgot where the actual borders of my regions were. Yeah, so is Pink gonna attack me? Is that what's happening here? I think that's what's happening here, actually, now that I look at it. So we have to close our borders to them now. So this will force all of their units out and give them less of an initial what do you call it? An initial advantage, and hopefully be enough to convince them just not to do it. It's not really how I want to be spending my influence, but right, it only teleports that guy to there. Well, this other army should have gotten moved further. But right, since he did make himself a region. That sucks. How much movement do you have? Oh, right, none, because you got teleported. Red has been dethinged. Hold on, we'll look at it again. Huh, interesting. The Gelderus quest just ended now. It just failed now. Why would it have failed now? Green closes their borders on us, but does not break peace with us, which I think is interesting. That's a weird move. So we have access here to the Dust Transmuter. We can only build one of these. It gives plus 10 dust on any terrain that already has dust. We have a couple of regions like Lais where I think every tile will have dust, so that's probably where we want to do that. Yeah, Lais would be an okay spot for this. It's like that or this one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 8, 13, 16 tiles versus this, which is 2, 3, so that's 8, 10, 15 tiles. Population of this city is 9, to that city's 8, so they're not really that different in terms of potential expansion. I think I would rather build it in Lais. Neither one of these cities is particularly compelled to expand further. Here we have 3, 7, 10, again, 15 tiles that actually have dust on them. Although we are planning to build one here. Now, you know what? Maybe it should just be this city, because this city is totally incentivized to expand. There's more anomalies all over the place. So we have to buy ourselves 5 glass steel, which I'm sure we can do. Yep, and this is the new most important thing in your world. Oh, the unhappiness. It's getting serious. Things are starting to look a little shaky for us. Like I think we're still doing really well in terms of like total science output. But there are definitely some things that are starting to get shaky. So do we have... We do not have plus approval on any of the anomalies, any of the 5 anomalies. Oh no, okay, here we do. Yeah, let's Abbey that then. We could really, really use the plus approval. And do I want to... I'm going to accelerate the dust output. All right, so purple still wants to be friends. Purple would like an ally. Okay, the Morgar and green are back to being friends again. It would be really nice if we could get peace. Ooh, boy. They do not like it. We would have to give them 2 technologies. 2 technologies and some stuff. Yeah, us killing their settler obviously factors into that one a little bit. The thing is, I think it would be worth it if we could do it. I don't know. That's scary. I think we're at a precarious point here where we're powerful, but we're powerful in terms of raw output, but we're experiencing a moment of stumbling, just a very brief temporary stumble. I am gonna pop the grass silk actually. That'll help a little bit because that should at the very least pull. Okay, Psyop is still unhappy, but Build One was pulled up to content by that. But yeah, we are experiencing a temporary stumble here, and right at that moment, it's looking like people are sort of sharpening their knives. So I'm not 100% sure what's about to happen. I do think that this is maybe a good place to call it for the day. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, we gotta find a way of sort of carefully and gently extricating ourselves from the truly awful position that I think we are sliding into here. If we end up the punching bag for like pink and the Morgar at the same time, it's just game over, right? So we gotta do whatever we have to do to prevent that from happening, at least until we have the troops to kind of fight back. Can we do it? I honestly don't know. Come back next time to find out, and we'll see you then.